We see a problem. We're trying to address it.
Maybe we can move on to Mr. Carbo. Do you have a presentation?
I don't have a presentation, but let me just address a couple of points that have been made. First of all, it is 35 permanent supportive housing units, not 46. The Howard Square.
35.
I just wanted to clarify. I said there were 46 people identified. I didn't say there were 46 vouchers. 46 persons identified as chronically homeless, which served as their original number for the concept, service concept.
All right, sorry, I misunderstood you there. The Howard Square property did transfer 33 of their MIGs to the Beach Crest property. The Howard Square property still has well over 100 MIGs required to be done on site. 33 MIGs were transferred to Beach Crest. It was not a 3-to-1 ratio, it was a 1-to-1 ratio. The Beach Crest owner had an approved site development plan, could have proceeded with a 64-unit apartment complex. For economic reasons, he decided not to. She decided to sell the property. Let me address the RFP process. Seems to be some confusion about that. The RFP process that the Housing Commission did in the fall is a HUD required process. When we are doing project-based vouchers, in other words, for this project, we are going to take Section 8 funds from our pot of Section 8 voucher money, existing pot, and we're going to assign it specifically to this particular project. Whenever we do that, HUD requires us to put out an RFP and offer the opportunity for other developers to access those funds. So we put out an RFP saying we were planning to project-based Section 8 for a homeless facility, a facility for supportive housing for homeless. We got one bid, and that was VOA. So it is a process that's very narrow, specific to the project-based Section 8.
Can you tell us why you decided to go with project-based? It was not a requirement, from what I understand. This was a decision to take some of those vouchers and put them on a single location. What led to that?
Repeat the question.
What led to you deciding to use the vouchers for a single structure? Was that your only option?
Well, in order to pay the operating costs of a facility, it's got to have revenue. Obviously, homeless folks don't have a lot of income. Many of them do have income, quite frankly. They don't have enough to pay for an apartment in Howard County. So in order to provide enough revenue for the operation of the project, the decision was made to project-based. I guess the real question you're asking is why put 35 units together in one facility?
No, I think we're trying to get clarification on. We know that the housing vouchers can be used in the private market with presumably any agreeable renter. But, for example, I believe your project is designed specifically to serve the chronically homeless. And I think the MTW project does allow the use of vouchers, sometimes at a higher rate in many expensive cities or counties, for people to use in the private market. And I guess where our question is, was that particular provision under the HUD permanent supportive housing reviewed and considered before going to the single project that you're going to build on Guilford Road?
Well, we're not a move-to-work jurisdiction, so that's program is not available to us. We have a limited pot of Section 8 funds. So
So you're not a move to work. Is that because you didn't apply for it, or for some reason you're ineligible?
I don't believe we're eligible for that program.
Why is that?
I can research that. I don't know offhand, but I can research that for you. But I know that program is not available.
Okay, well, we do plan to submit some additional questions after tonight based on what the audience wants to know, but that's one of the questions we have.
I have a question for you. First you say that you're all about trying to protect the homeless in our county. That's the whole point of your organization, your commission. But,
No, that's not the only point of my
well,
commission.
okay, the main
We do a lot more
point.
than that.
But you've taken Beechcraft and the county has bought property that individuals were living on. And then was trying to turn it into something else until North Laurel complained about it. But those people have lost their homes, and these are people who don't have a lot of money. So the target audience that you talk about, you just displaced.
We haven't displaced anyone. We've actually moved those folks and paid for brand new housing for all of them.
Right, but they didn't need that. They didn't
Oh, yes,
ask for
ma'am.
that.
They needed it very badly. If you had seen that property, it was in very,
I live
very
in
poor
North
condition.
Laurel. But people, I mean, I work with people all the time in mobile homes. I sell mobile homes. And you know what? The people are happy to have those homes because they may not be up to somebody else's standards, but it's what they can afford to take care of on their own. And they don't have to have the county do it. But we keep on saying, well, it's okay because the county can pay for it. But these people in Beechcraft didn't ask you to do it. You decided, no, your homes aren't good enough, so we're going to pay to move you into something else. And we're, to be honest, going to make most of you dependent on the county to pay for it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that
those people were all going to be moved off that property anyway. The previous owner was going to move them all off.
And then you did, and she said, well, you're all about the community, but the community, people who actually live in this area, you never consulted. So you keep on talking about that you're there for the community, but again, the community wasn't consulted. So these are the things that have created the problem, and why we're meeting tonight is because the community wants to know why we keep on talking about the people who are transient, who are coming in and using the day center. They have a voice, but this community doesn't have a voice. And we were never consulted on any of this, and if we had, what we would have said is that, again, the hotels along Route 1 are being used for some place for them to stay in as shelters. That's why they're coming here. That we will give them vouchers, that's why they're coming here. We'll give them food, that's why they're coming here. And it's good that they're getting these services, but they've been coming here, they've been coming to other places as well to get those same services, and they're still using these. And then they said, well, you want to make this family-oriented, but you just said that these were all going to be efficiency rooms, which doesn't make it family-oriented.
This has always been specifically for individuals.
Right, but Andrea just mentioned making it because they weren't family, because Grassroots is obviously family-oriented. So,
Can I respond to that?
yeah, I mean, we keep on getting different signals here.
No. Our building right next to Appleton High School on Freetown Road, we have a 33-bed family and women's shelter there and an 18-bed shelter for men in the same building. When I'm talking about the Day Resource Center, I don't know if you've been inside, but it's pretty small, small rooms. It's crowded when it's in use, and we're doing the best we can in the space that we have. Homeless families have, on occasion, tried to use the Day Resource Center itself, and I'm talking about our shelter space. And it's not particularly family-friendly in that having a private space for kids and family, it's just not a good location to have children. When we have the new facility, it will be roomier, it will be more open, and we would be able to better serve a homeless family if they came there to do their laundry or wanted to get a meal or use any of the regular services of the Day Resource Center.
Andrea, so you're saying that the facility that you have now, Grassroots, is located on Guilford Road?
Freetown Road.
Freetown Road, and you have a day resource center there.
No, that's, our facility on Freetown Road is where we have all of our crisis services, And we have the 2 shelters there that people can stay up to 6 months.
Okay.